okay, you're looking for a wife, so I need to take care of you. Let that be on me to feel like I want to cater to you.
Oh my
So what do you
God.
got?
And
I love that me and Amanda are just such different women.
No, you
'Cause
are.
I don't want to do nothing but take care of my home.
Welcome back to the channel. I came across this conversation on the YouTube channel 8 at the Table, very popular platform that we all are very familiar with. They do great work over there. There's been this attractive black woman who's been over there for some time. Good looking woman. I don't like the Cisco hair, but good looking woman. And she's always had delusional things to say on the platform. And I think that's why they continue to reuse her. She's headline material walking, but this takes the cake. They got on a conversation about what a wife is expected to do within the home, and of course it got very modern woman, very quick, and just the takes got crazy. And the conversation was lighthearted. It wasn't necessarily a combative conversation, but she stepped on a lot of landmines there at the end where she just exposed that she's the type of woman that you want to stay away from. She's one of these new hybrid women that are booby trapped. You will end up in a situation with a woman who only cares about herself when you're looking for a woman who you're trying to actually build with and do something real. Hit the subscribe button and the notification bell. Let's not waste 1 minute.
that says, I don't think that I can get my attraction up there to him because this is the rest of your life.
That's tough, y'all. Come on, Jada. Come on.
No, because
Go ahead.
settling. Okay. What part am I settling for? Am I settling for the person that I don't feel as attracted to, but is a great person? Like, I've already experienced relationships that
You can't process it. Like when you meet somebody, you're like, oh wow, you could process what's happening. If you meet, look, when I was a kid, you know, I used to be on the phone with this girl Michelle for hours every day.
And that's the difference.
That's my
Sorry.
We never saw each other.
And that's the difference. Like, sorry.
And-
Go ahead.
All the time. So finally, you would think the girl lived mad far. She lived like 40 minutes, 30 minutes. I just never went. Finally, through
Where you know her from then? The internet?
her cousin.
AOL.
I was talking to her. I'm a friend with her cousin. We got on the phone and we always talked. She was like, I guess, like we talked for 4 or 5 hours, bro. I went to see her. She came out. She was like, hey, Al, I couldn't process it.
Yeah.
But I've been watching you all evening, and I want to tear you apart.
And yet,
I've been talking to this girl for almost like a year.
Please show me like what your face looked like. I need to see.
you're shallow.
Like,
I was very.
it's not though. We're visual creatures.
But
I see.
in my brain, I'm trying to say to myself, can I even come back here again? Like, it was a lot.
but it's
There's this show I'm watching called The Never Ever Meet or something like that. And it's where people who have been talking online forever finally get together and meet up and see what their compatibility is like. And it's a wild ass show. You guys should probably check it out. And there's a lot of cautionary things in there about dating and relationships. Definitely some simp cautionary tales. Definitely some nice guy cautionary tales. Definitely some delusional, insane, modern woman cautionary tales in that show as well. But it puts into perspective what they're talking about right now. How men, we're very visual. We could talk to a woman for years and then meet her in person. And if she visually isn't up to snuff, we probably might not want to pursue the opportunity. And some women might call this shallow, but I don't find this shallow. I think that it just speaks to male nature. But I also think it's absurd to talk to a person longer than 365 days before you've actually met them in person. You got to get some help. I think you got to figure out your boredom in a better way. Let's get back into it.
because if you're not attracted to this person, you love them. Like the feelings are there, but if you're not attracted to them, how can you like bring yourself to like be intimate with them?
I'm biased because I loved someone that wasn't my type. So I think that's why I have that perspective. So that's that. I like good people, sweet people. I love, like we had the conversation before. As I get older, I'll take that over fine man anytime.
As you get older, there we go. That's that piece of the pie that we needed to figure out if you were a real woman on her way to be a wife or one of these fake, now that the clock is ticking, I'm going to try to hurry up and say the right things right here at the last minute type of women. And I think you could be the latter. Anytime I hear a woman say, oh, now that I'm getting older, now all of a sudden I don't care about the way that a guy looks. Now I can deal with a guy who's got a little bit of a stomach, or a guy who's under 6 foot, or a guy who has maybe a cul-de-sac or whatever. He's bald in the middle. Now, all of a sudden, that guy's acceptable now that you're getting older. But when you were in your prime, he was invisible. See, that speaks a lot to your character. It says a lot about how you've managed your time. And it doesn't say that you're just automatically a good woman. Let's get back into it.
But you don't see that.
Attracted to my husband.
I don't give a darn. I don't care.
But they say women.
Yeah, that's our
Women, you could.
I need to look at
They
you.
say that you could grow in a woman's heart or something like
Yes.
that.
That's the point I'm making.
Yeah, don't grow to love me. Don't do that.
I can grow to love someone.
Don't do that to me.
It's
I don't
kinda
want
fucked
that.
up.
I agree with him. I agree with him, even though I have to accept the fact that women will always be more hypergamous than they'll ever be visual the way men are. I'm with him. I see why men are insulted by the idea of women arriving to attraction with them later. But the fact that it's possible means that we're in a much better position than women could ever think of. Because if a guy were to start getting romantically involved with Gabrielle Sidibe, it doesn't matter how much time he's around her. There's nothing that she's going to be able to do, say, cook, whatever, to be able to get him to now see her as a woman who's desirable in his eyes, where women can be worn down over time in this matter. So I think that's a positive for men, that our value isn't solely wrapped up in the way that we look.
I can grow to love someone. I'd rather grow to love somebody that's a good person and be with a toxic person and then waste more years of my life.
I've done that before. I'm not gonna lie, but actually I've done that twice. They weren't ugly though.
They weren't
They probably weren't someone I typically go for, but they were really like sweet to me and like, you know, talking a lot.
They pursued
We
you.
did, yeah, but we
They
did.
chased you.
It wasn't really a chase. I gave them a chance. We did the whole.
That shit is so disrespectful.
I'm
it's not.
I'm being a hypocrite because I recently broke up. Well, not recently. I broke up with
giving
somebody.
them a chance. Like you tell me you like me, and it was my fault because I used to play them like Facebook games, and whenever I didn't know what to say about somebody, I would always say, "Oh, you're cute. We don't really talk much, but you know you're cute," and they took that and ran with it, right? So then they were like writing me all the time because I said that, and I'm like, damn. But then I was just like, okay, well the conversation's not bad, so I just kept having conversation with them, even though like they weren't ugly, but they weren't someone I would, you know, really talk to. I dated that person for a couple of months.
Look how women just drain the time of men that they're not even interested in. They just orbit around men knowing that they don't have any intention with them when it comes to the long-term side of the game. And they're just wasting time. I'm starting to believe that women, you guys just need attention at all costs. You guys have to keep 4 or 5 men buffering in your DMs who you talk to, who you entertain, but you know they aren't real prospects, but you just still need the attention. Do you know how borderline psychopathic that is? Let's get back into it.
Goes with the kiss. And the kiss usually happens within the first, second date. You know everything by the kiss.
It doesn't really if you're not attracted to a person. You could stall this person for a while.
There's no way you will continue with somebody after the kiss.
Kiss is bad.
Come on now. Everything is. There was a song called. It's an old song.
Okay.
You're losing me.
I tried. That's why I said I contradicted myself before. Like, you know, I could just. But now
You could just admit that we're all
experience.
pretty vain. If you start with like
I
the
don't
truth,
want to
like
be vain.
yeah, you don't want to be, but
fine,
we're
though,
all.
but that's
That is
honest.
fine. We're all vain. Like
I
just
don't
say it. We
like
all want
to
something
say-
attractive. We don't want to come home to
But
flubber.
that should
I agree with Cisco. It's not vain to find a person attractive or to want to be involved with someone attractive. I just always say that men can prioritize a woman's attraction more than a woman can prioritize a man's attraction. She can care about it. She can want it. She can desire a man who's attractive. I think that she should prioritize a man who's financially stable and secure and responsible before she thinks about how attractive the guy is, based off of her position in nature and what historically has worked out for women in the past.
Vain. Say the words "I'm vain" and it's okay.
I'm saying you don't have to equate that with being vain. There's nothing wrong with wanting to be physically attracted to someone.
You're saying the same thing I'm saying.
I could never.
No, that's not being vain.
What is vain? Like vain is not. That's That's over the
You're
top. Like
so
you have to
vain.
have. No, I know.
Bet you think the song is
Because it's like
about
you. But this is the thing, like being vain and just caring about who you're attracted to, I think there's like levels to it.
Nah.
Vain is like, I have to have this.
Attraction.
Attraction is like, no.
Like,
That's
no,
what vain
he
is.
needs to have a 6-pack.
Yeah.
He needs to-
and he has to drive this and he has to look like this and he has to have.
That's not what I think it is, but okay.
I mean, I don't
think.
I'm not.
You know what vain is?
What?
Vain is you settling with someone, and that person is taking care of you all types of way that you like, and you're at an airport going on vacation looking at other people because you can't even stand there and look at that person. You're a person who's denying your vanity, like how vain you are.
That's so
You're imagine going to Turks and Caicos with a guy that you married and wishing you were going there with somebody else.
Is he a part of your pictures?
Never.
That Claire boat in Turks. Is he a part of?
I would, but
You're not.
I
posting
would. It's for us. I like to keep my business private. That's what you tell them.
If we put reality in reverse, what's reality in reverse? Right? Reality in reverse is like looks first, good in bed, and having money.
no, the old me.
Real reality.
He's
That's
asking.
reality in reverse.
He's asking
Yeah,
you.
that's what I'm
That's a
asking.
question.
Because the thing about it is like when a woman's like, "Oh, I want a guy with money," all I hear is like you're willing to compromise for what you can't get. Because if you remove the money, you just want a good guy, right? So what do you really want? You want a guy that
Doesn't
My brother, you're almost right. These women want all those things.
are they really gonna happen? Do you see what I'm trying to say? So if they're not gonna happen, what's reality? Because I like reality. Reality is better.
Reality is
Doesn't
honesty, and if you're not gonna be honest about that, you actually do switch the positions around in the pyramid from money and
Okay.
this and that. If you're
That's true.
so be honest
Fine.
about it.
I guess that's true.
You know what I'm saying? Like, what's reality? You know, like a guy, like my reality is, I want to be able to have her, you know, do this, do that. That's my reality. That's my truth. And then reality of society says, hey, that's not going to happen. Start fixing that mindset because that's not going to happen. So you're like, okay, let me just start adjusting to what I cannot have. Right? So what's your reality? Like, what's your reality? What realistically do you really want? Because I want to talk shallow before we go deep.
My reality was your list of reality in reverse. Physical attraction, good personality, money.
In that order.
In that order. I've never made having a man with money like so high on my like priority list because what is a man with money? Like a rich nigga?
Oh my gosh.
Because I've never seen one of those.
I would say
I've
decent
literally
money.
never have.
One thing we're seeing lately is women trying to downplay the significance of a high earning man. They even try to act like they don't see a high earning man on their radar. It's a way to try to appear rare or to try to appear unique when really you're just like every other woman in so many regards. And men are universally the same in a lot of regards also. But it just was the beginning of me realizing that she's just intentionally evasive in these conversations.
Yourself. Now
Well, that's why go ahead, girl.
That's good in this economy. Like that's good. We can come together and we can make some shit shake. We can buy a house. We can,
Make it happen.
We can make it happen. Do I expect a man to have money and fully be able to take care of me on his own dime? No, that's not my expectation. Like him fully buy me a house for both of us to live in. Like, I don't think that that's realistic.
I'd love it.
Well, do you believe that there are successful men in the world who currently already pay for their own home, who are actively looking for a wife or a long-term partner? Because if that's true on any level, then that means there are men out there who are looking to pay for the entire thing because all they have to do is bring a woman into that completed setup. So if there are men who already have a completed setup who desire to be married and they're out there, what would make you think that if they met the right woman, they would all of a sudden just want to buy a new house because they met a new woman? They already have a house. They can just bring that woman into the house that they already have, or into the wealth or the financial stability that they have already established. Why would he buy a new house? He already has a house. See, the issue is I don't think women like you who have put more stock in their career and in their education than they have their femininity and their womanhood. You women don't know how you could be valuable to a man who pays all the bills. You don't understand where your place would be in an environment where your finances don't hold any leverage. You don't know what you would do with all that time on your hands now that he's covering everything. See, a lot of you women are now starting to believe that men actually need you because you've been in the workforce for so long, but nothing could be further from the truth. We don't mind paying the full bill. It's just a matter of what do we get for it. Let's get back into it.
So my reality doesn't look that way.
Got you.
I just don't think that.
I wish I could find.
What do you guys think about when somebody can't meet your expectations?
I dropped the expectation thing because that's just a letdown, because we've all got this picture in our head.
Yeah.
And this picture in our head is never, ever going to be that way. It's clear because we've dated people, we've been single. We dated people, we've been single. Mm-hmm. And the older you get, it's kind of like how old people, they don't want a husband or wife. I just want a companion.
Right.
You know, and that's just the older you get. And expectations are just...
But they're realistic, right? Because when people don't meet your expectations, it kind of throws you off. If you think about it,
expectations are real.
If Jada says, oh, she wants to date this guy, he's handy or manly, watches football all day, all of this stuff, right? And she's dating this guy and everything is going great. They move in together. He does none of those things. Like, he doesn't watch football. He doesn't fix nothing. He gets things done, but he doesn't do none of the things that she expected. Does that mean like you can't really get to a point? Like, there are things that happen. Like, we have expectations, and when we can't get them fulfilled, it feels like you can't really be with the person.
Yeah, but are these expectations or are these expressed expectations? Was he doing that before when they were in the dating stages and then he just completely got comfortable and stopped it, or he just never did it and she expected him to do it?
Just things you expect. Like, look, not to be extreme, but there was a thing that this girl, she was with her husband, and I had seen it on Reddit. They were together for a long ass time. Everything was good. They were happy, like really, really happy.
Or Reddit happy.
Yeah. And something happened at a bar, and he couldn't defend her. I mean, he tried, but he just couldn't. That she expected him to be able to defend her, and he couldn't. He's not. Doesn't make him a bad person. Right. Doesn't make him this or doesn't make him that. But he said, ever since then, there's nothing. The house is not like, there's no sexual chemistry. There's nothing. So her expectation was
to have a protector.
Yeah, but that's a stupid expectation because he's not invincible.
Yeah.
Okay, that's like saying he got shot and I don't believe you let that bullet hit you.
I don't think that there's anything wrong with expectations, but I do think that there's something wrong with your man attempting to defend you and he's not successful in doing so. Like, he takes an L or whatever the case may be, and you now all of a sudden just can't be attracted to the guy anymore. You can't be near him. I think that speaks to the woman's character. It speaks to her psychology, maybe even possibly even her mental health. Probably was raised around a bunch of bohemians. Like, she's just used to chaos. And if her bonds don't end in chaos of some kind, she doesn't see it as something that's whole. I definitely agree that men are not invincible. And being a protector is one thing, but expected to win every single fight and every single altercation is another. Let's get back into the clip.
Okay, so
in the
actually
Matrix.
Something similar was brought up in Love is Blind. There's a couple, the only black couple that made it out the pot. And he is kind of quirky, you know, and she's expressing to him her expectations in a man, in a husband, and she's maybe not in the same words, but says, I want my man to be more on the masculine side. I want him to be able to lead when I need him to lead, or, just expressing her expectations. She gave him similar scenario. We're at the bar, we're having a good time. Some man comes up to me and says, I think you're cute. Like, can I have your number? She's like, what if I say like, yo, you don't see me with a man? Like, I got a man. What are you going to do? He's like, I'm just going to say, babe, like, let's just walk away. And she says, oh, but he grabbed me. He says, like, don't walk away from me. Like, I'm talking to you. And
So now
he's
go
like,
get shot.
He's like, I'm just going to say, come on, let's just go this way. And I was just like, really? Like, you wouldn't, he's making it a point to say he won't address the man at all. He would just keep saying, like, babe, let's go. And then he said, maybe security, come over. Honestly, I thought that part was hilarious because I understand that he was just like, I just don't want no problems. But the man addressed him 0 times in this scenario. So for him not addressing the man harassing his wife at all was a little odd, because I understand he doesn't want no problems. He probably doesn't want to get hit or anything worse. But to her, it was like my man didn't defend me or didn't stick up for me at all. Because she was like, babe, like, when we leave out of here, I'm going to be mad at you, right?
Be mad.
Right.
Well, can I just stop this here?
Security.
First of all, I'm so tired of making these judgment calls off of some scenario you guys create in your head. Because first of all, I take all those questions as a setup. Well, you brought it up and you believed it too.
No, because it was similar to what he said.
But I'm saying, like, first of all, there's no right answer that he could have gave her, because he could have said, "Oh, I'm going to knock him out," and she would have been like, "Well, what if he's bigger?" And then she was like, "Well, then I'd hit him harder." Like, what if he's got a gun? Like, there was no way for him to win that situation. So for her to
So stupid.
get the scenario and then make him make a judgment out of that, he wasn't going to win. And the fact that she said that she wanted a masculine man and she's making those questions towards him already says that she don't find you masculine, that she's questioning that right there.
She's problematic.
Yeah, she did kind of.
Don't even get into that.
She's problematic, honestly. Like, because I mean, if I know my man and I love my man, I don't want my man to get hurt. Like, I want him to, like, I want my man
and even though she's probably chameleon, that's the perspective you want your woman to have. You don't want a woman who wants you to completely cower to everything for the sake of your safety and protection. But for the most part, your woman should want to see you go home safe. She shouldn't be like, yeah, go ahead and run one, babe. I'm tired of hearing this guy's mouth. No. That's not feminine. Nothing about that makes you a valuable woman or a valuable partner to a man. Let's get back into it.
Okay, but I'm not into my man. Like, I don't want to be.
Women could play around a lot in that. Let's say, like, 1 million is marriage. 1 million, right? Is marriage. But they play around in that 100, that 10,000, that, they go back, but they never hit that pinnacle of the marriage they want. Not that they can't, because there's an exchange, I think, that gotta happen for what the guy wants for in exchange for that. Do you see what I'm trying to say?
So for a woman to...
For him to be like, let's say Amanda decides she wants to get married and she meets a guy. But instead of playing around or saying anything, Amanda's like, look, I want to get married. If that's not what you want, let me know right now. That is exactly what I want. I want to get married. From this point of this conversation, we could continue. If that's not what you want, I'm okay with that. Mm-hmm. And he's like, all right, cool. I'll get married to you over a couple of years or whatever. But okay, I get where you're coming from. Now he's going to be testing the things that we're going to need to make sure there's some kind of sustainability of how this is going to play out. Because then this is when we start talking about different things. Now we might talk about credit. We might talk about where do you want to live. Family. We might talk about family. Like, our whole conversation is different because off the bat, that's what you said. For women, that works, I think. But for men, it don't. Because for men, if I come and I say, hey, I am looking for a wife. You're like, what the fuck is that? You fucking weirdo. What the fuck? You don't know me. Think about that.
Like a double standard.
It is a
No,
huge.
why do you
double
guys say
standard.
that? Is this?
I would think that was so hot.
Yes, that's what I'm saying. Like, oh, you want to wait?
A man that knows what he wants.
Thank you.
I would believe that if men weren't so oppressed from like a verbal standpoint. If men could even ask, what do you bring to the table? Maybe I would believe what she just said.
I wish I had tried that. I'm looking for a wife.
If we're talking about like what you want in life or what you want in dating, and that's your answer and your approach in dating, like that's cool. That's so sexy to me. If you're just using that as like a line when you meet me in like in a restaurant or something,
You see what I'm saying? He played too much.
See, I would think
they be having lines, they be running lines.
game does run, but I would think if a man's like, hey, you know what? I want a wife. I would think the only answer that I want to hear back, honestly, for her to say, what kind of food do you like? That's all I want to hear. Ask me what kind of food do I like? Because that means you really heard what I said. Because now you're thinking about
Yeah,
it.
because you got to come up with, you got to ask like something that a wife would do.
Because wife equals cooking.
No, that means
And I really think that black women need to hone in on this part of the conversation. Way before the marriage even happens, you can show a man that you're a wife and do wifely things. I promise you this, not doing wifely things certainly will make sure that you don't get a ring.
hear me.
like homely.
You know what I'm saying?
What's going to separate you from the women I've been dating? Like,
Anybody you date could cook.
Yeah, but you didn't ask me what kind of food do I like.
made it like more personal.
You understand what I'm saying? What if I like?
He's telling
That's
you.
sexy. I like that. I like
'Cause
that.
What if I like
Yeah, Amanda.
rice and beans, and you like I don't like rice and beans? We're not gonna work.
You better learn how to make that if you want
Unless
a
you-
First
husband.
of all,
I ain't gonna hold you to
that
food.
isn't- first that was Alan. I need to catch myself sometimes when I'm talking to you.
Well, let it out.
For me, I don't want it to be a man's job to tell me okay, you're looking for a wife, so I need to take care of you. Let that be on me to feel like I want to cater to you.
Oh my
So what do you
god.
got?
And
I love that me and Amanda are just such different women.
No, you
Because
are.
I don't want to do nothing but take care of my home.
I don't care.
I don't want to go to work.
Just because she doesn't like rice and beans doesn't mean she's not going to make it for you. Because I don't like a
that's-
plethora of things, but I know I'm going to have to cook that
See,
shit.
those are wife traits. See,
I know
those words-
exactly. So you can't tell me I'm not a wife.
Kitchen and the catering.
I can tell you that you're not a wife.
My dog died alone.
You're not a wife, and it's obvious, especially because you put more stock in your independence and your career than you do in serving a man. Just right there at that point, you're not a wife.
Care
I
part, he
just want to
means.
know how.
Which is
like,
something that I exude, but don't
No,
let me catch
You
you
don't exude that.
trying to tell me that this is something I gotta do.
You know, when
I will do it, but don't make me feel like that this is a job.
One of the biggest problems we're having with black women is that you all want to serve a man, but you're mad that you have to serve a man. Do you know how borderline remedial this is to be mad that a man is telling you to do something and you don't do it because he's telling you to do it, but it's actually something that you already want to do? When are we just going to grow up and just do our roles and do our parts so that we can put our family structure back together? This is childish. Let's get back into it.
the biggest. I'm sorry, Jada.
Don't you want to please your husband?
I will please my husband,
But
I don't want him saying this is what you got to do.
so you'll please your husband on your terms, is what you're saying. No, I'm asking the question because it sounds like you're going to
Very
tell
honest.
the man who you want to marry, who's going to be in your life forever. You can tell me things, but I got to make sure it's my idea. That's what you're saying.
We could do that. We could
Actually,
make it feel like your idea.
maybe.
So you're out of your damn mind then. He's in the lead because he's more competent than you. He makes more money than you. He's stronger, more coordinated, more inventive, basically better than you in every way. And that hasn't earned him any influence in your life to tell you what to do. If you were to be out in public and a man were to grope you or to try to violate you in any sort of inappropriate way, it would be his job to come be your superhero. Even before you call law enforcement or whoever, whatever, you would expect your man to inherently just know to do that. So there isn't anything that you just inherently are supposed to do. And if you're not getting to it quick enough, he can't say it, because let's keep it real. The scenario of this conversation, or the hypothetical that this conversation is based in, is a scenario where the woman isn't doing what she's supposed to do because the guy is telling her to do the task. If he didn't have to say anything to you, it would have already gotten done, right? But since it already wasn't done, something had to be said, which means he had to take time out of paying for everything, being stronger, being more inventive, and being more creative. He had to take time from being all of those things to have to come into your world in which you're responsible for and come to your department and say, straighten this shit up. I hope that this video showed you why she is not a wife. Hit the subscribe button, also the notification bell to be notified every single time we post content just like this. I'll see you guys on the next one.